TV meteorologist Michelle Morgan. I-10 will close down at noon today. WWL-TV's Paul Dudley has the story.
If you need to travel on I-10 West, just west of the metro area, I-10, the whole highway just west of the metro area, then you need to do it this morning or you'll have to wait until tonight. The highway will be completely closed in both directions between Kenner and LaPlace. This is so crews can repair the transmission lines that were damaged by that helicopter crash. This past Tuesday, a pilot from the Baton Rouge area was killed on his way to pick up passengers at the Lakefront Airport. Officials believe the helicopter hit a power line, causing it to come crashing down on the Bonnie Carey Spillway Bridge. Today's closure is planned from noon to 5 p.m., and detours will be in place, so just make sure you adjust your travel plans accordingly.
2 people were shot Saturday on St. Anthony Street. WWL-TV's Devin Bartolotta files this report.
New Orleans police are investigating a double shooting in the 7th Ward. It happened around 1 this afternoon in the 2100 block of St. Anthony Street. We're told that 2 men were injured. One had a graze wound to his jaw and was taken to the hospital. The other showed up at the hospital in a private vehicle. Right now, we do not know the extent of his injuries. If you know anything about this shooting, call Crime Stoppers.
It's been over 2 weeks since the first Omicron case of COVID-19 was detected in Louisiana, and since then, the state health department has identified over 100 cases in the Bayou State. Auctioner Health infectious disease specialist Dr. Catherine Baumgarten says the seriousness of the variant remains in question at this point.
Usually we see more serious disease several weeks to months after we start to see the infection spreading throughout our communities.
The state health department reported 31 additional Omicron variant cases yesterday. None of the new cases required hospitalization. Here's WWL-TV's Ricardo Lecomte with this Saints preview.
Despite the NFL implementing new COVID-19 protocols on Saturday, those affected by the old guidelines remain out, and that includes Sean Payton. He will not coach against the Bucs. Defensive coordinator Dennis Allen will assume head coaching duties. Offensive coordinator Pete Carmichael will call the plays. And for Allen, he jumps back into the saddle as a head coach. He led the Raiders for 2.25 seasons before rejoining the Black and Gold in 2015.
Having some head coaching experience helps in situations like these. And obviously, whenever you're in a deal like this, it's not an ideal situation, but, I'm excited about, the opportunity to go out there and perform on Sunday night.
In non-COVID news, the Saints activated tight end Adam Troutman off injured reserve. He missed the last 3 games with a knee injury. The Saints needing all the playmakers they can get in order to pull this upset against Tampa Bay. Reporting from Tampa, Ricardo Lecomte, Eyewitness Sports.
Now, your Garcia Roofing forecast on WWL.
A good Sunday morning, a huge difference in temperatures across the area, all thanks to that cold front that moved through yesterday. It's chilly, and temperatures will remain chilly through the day, with daytime highs climbing into the lower 60s. Clouds will remain in place, so we won't see much sunshine across the area, and can't rule out a spotty shower or two, but mostly everybody's going to remain dry. Now, as we kick off our work week, starting off with a little bit of sunshine, but rain chances moderate.
Okay, here we go.
Weather system sliding to our south, increasing those rain chances, so have an umbrella just in case. Temperatures remaining below average, climbing into the upper 50s across the area. From your local weather expert forecast center, I'm WWL-TV meteorologist Michelle Morgan.
And I'm Tom Perumian, WWL First News.
From WWL, the news, talk, sports powerhouse of the Gulf South, it's All Things Legal with Doug Sunseri and Albert Nicaud. Underwritten by Nicaud and Sunseri Law Firm. Join us on the Oakwinard Jewelers Talk and Text line, 504-260-1870, or connect anytime, anywhere on the Odyssey app. Now, to our Jefferson Financial Federal Credit Union studios in the heart of New Orleans, here are attorneys Albert Nicaud and Doug Sunseri.
Hey, good morning. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers, all things legal. Give us a call, 260-1870 on the Oakland Heart Talk and Text line. You can text us. Good morning, Albert.
Good morning, Doug. How you doing?
Good. You ready for Christmas?
Well, never really ready for Christmas, but fortunately, my lovely bride handles most of the gift giving or gift purchasing, so that takes a lot of pressure off. But yeah, looking forward to the holidays, and it's gonna be a nice long weekend. And, fortunately, I got to see you on a Saturday, and wanted to, make a little comment about our friend Mark Taylor. We all went to law school together, but of course, Doug and I graduated from Loyola together in '88. And Mark Taylor was one of our classmates. He was one of our good friends as well. And he unfortunately passed away this past week. And we, Doug and I were at his funeral. He was 61 years old and taken way too soon, and we'll certainly miss him. He was just a great guy, and 4 daughters, and just a tragedy.
Yeah. Well, I think when we were in law school, Mark was like the adult in the room all the time.
Right. Well, with you and me, it wasn't easy. The ball wasn't real high.
Well, he was out, just a sensible, thoughtful. That's what I was telling his daughter. I said he was very thoughtful, sensible, rational, and very, very empathetic and kind. And which you don't see a lot of empathy in law school,
right.
or in the legal profession to begin with.
Yeah.
But
he had always smiling and upbeat and ready for the day. He ended up having a great career, and it was just sad. It's way too soon, and makes you want to get together with your friends more, because times are getting short.
Yeah, live each day. Each day is a gift.
Yep.
Yes, and congratulations to ULL, who's 13-1, won the New Orleans Bowl. I went to bed. They had just scored to go up 22-21, end up winning 36-21. And Tommy Bowden told us about 23 years ago when he's at Tulane. He said, just give me everybody that LSU doesn't want, and I'll make you a top 15 team. And that's because just in Louisiana, just because we got so much homegrown talent. And
right.
ULL has taken that mantle, and congratulations. Now LSU will be Billy Napier didn't coach last night, but we're going to have to see Billy Napier every week, and I'm sure in the back of his mind, he's going to be remembered. Think of LSU as the team that passed over him. And
yeah. Like all those athletes, everybody's up for the Alabama game because Alabama passed on them.
Yeah.
But I do have one more shout out to my son Bo. He graduated from LSU on Friday.
Oh, did he?
And
congratulations.
Yes, he did. Yeah, so he's going to travel to New York for a bit. It worked out really good for him. He's got a friend with an apartment there that he's going to be able to stay in, and he's going to go just work there for a little bit, and then go teach English in Madrid the following year, and then come back and go to law school. So
really?
He's got it mapped out. So we'll see. I mean, the good news for me is he's paying for all that stuff. So and it's not one of these big vacations that Daddy's buying, right? He's going to be working while he's in New York, and then from what I understand, they pay him pretty well to teach English. He's been certified to do that. And then he said they go to school in Madrid 4 days a week. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday he'll be able to travel a little bit around Europe. And
you may encourage him while he's in Spain to just participate in the running of the bulls. He's agile.
Yeah, right.
He's agile. He's fast. He's pretty. He could probably dodge the bulls pretty well. And if you want adventure, while you're young.
My son may do that, so he's not adventurous.
Well, maybe next time I'll see him, I'll encourage him to experience it. Experience that.
That's great.
Well, good. Congratulations, Bo, and he's going to go to law school, and he'd be a good lawyer. He'll be a very good lawyer. Very, very intelligent. Reads all the time, and as a dad, I can see how he's a very good arguer. So he advocates. He'd advocate to stay out till 3 and 4 in the morning. He'd use his advocacy skills to do that.
Exactly.
So, well, congratulations, Bo. And we got the Saints tonight. I don't think
Who's quarterbacking, by the way? Do we know? Is Taysom going to quarterback with?
Yeah, I think Taysom's on. He's going to play with non-fingers and or non-functional fingers, and
right.
So I think they're starting to talk about that. Tampa Bay is sort of replacing Atlanta as our top rival, just based on the recent history. Last year we beat them. We beat the heck out of them during the regular season, and we're beating them pretty good for about 2.5 quarters, and then the last quarter and a half, Tampa Bay turned in high gear and they made their run to the Super Bowl. But this seems to be as big of a rival, not historically, but at this time, as Atlanta. And but I don't think anybody knows what's going to happen tonight. You could have a blowout with Tampa, or or the Saints could win. I mean, I don't think anybody really has a read on this. And then you don't have Coach Payton, so you have Dennis Allen out there, and Dennis Allen's had almost 2.5 years of head coaching experience, and he'll do fine. In fact, I think if Sean Payton ever moved on, Dennis Allen would be candidate number one to replace him.
I agree.
But you just don't have a read on this. And son of a gun, I think one difference last time was when we beat them early in the season, Gronk was not playing. And Gronk's going to be playing now.
They're loaded. I mean, it's not only about Tom Brady. I mean, they're loaded at wide receiver. They're loaded at tight end now.
Linebacker.
They got running back. Offensively, they're strong as can be, and their defense is really good. I mean, they have turned that team around. And again, not just. I think they finally found their missing piece in Brady, who's best ever, right? But if you look around, he's got so much talent. It wasn't a Breeze situation where he was throwing to a lot of no names, and it was all on his shoulder. Tom Brady's, he's got people all around him that are great, and he's making better. And they're going to have to again in the.
Well, I think if we win, we're going to run a modified single wing and run the ball because. If you look at their wide receivers, you got Mike Evans, you got Gronk. Our wide receivers are undrafted free agents and people we picked off the waiver wire, practice squad.
Oh, sure. Yeah, exactly.
And so I just, Taysom is going to run. I mean, he might the run. Now, that's one thing that's hard to game plan for is, it's just hard to game plan for Taysom, but I'm sure they might be putting 8 people in the line and say, look, if you're going to beat us with the pass. And
with a pass with 9 fingers.
Right. And so
that happened last week. 2 weeks ago, they stacked the box and said, well, go ahead and throw it. We don't care. And Taysom wasn't up to the challenge. He hurt his finger. I don't understand why Payton didn't take him out of the game. I mean, Simeon was not losing games for you. He had 4 interceptions in that Dallas game in the late. Oh no, actually,
I need a break.
That was Taysom, but the
game before. Yeah,
put Simeon in and let him just manage the game.
I think he could manage the game a little better with Kamara in there. I don't think without Kamara, he just doesn't have that game changing.
Is Ingram back?
I think he will be back.
Okay.
I think he was on COVID. The NFL is changing its COVID protocol starting this week. And I think they're seeing that the COVID protocol was probably not realistic and too restrictive. And, it's sort of interesting that they're doing that. I think they're the first. It's interesting how the NFL will be along with the cause to the extent it won't affect its bottom line. And I think that COVID protocols were impairing its product, and they finally said, okay, enough's enough. We're just going to apply a little common sense to this. And
when you look at NBA with Kyrie Irving, right? So New York, he can't play in the home games because he's not vaccinated.
Well,
in the other, he's going to play. So he's going to play part-time in the other city.
Now, I'm just a lawyer, and I'm going to apply deductive reasoning to this. Okay, I'm not making a political statement here, but I'm just going to apply. Now, what I watch the NBA, watch the Pelicans. You have somebody plays 13 minutes, sweating all over each other, breathing on each other, banging under the boards, and then as soon as they get on the bench, somebody's running up and giving them a mask. And so I'm like, doesn't make sense.
Yep.
But it is what it
doesn't make sense. So and that's the problem. If our leaders would give us protocols that made sense,
common sense,
so many more people would want to follow them.
Yeah.
But the fact that you are canceled if you say something about the vaccine, or the fact that they're just pushing and pushing and pushing, and if you don't do it, we're going to take all your rights away. It all of a sudden makes you very suspicious, and when it may be totally unnecessary to be suspicious, or you may be way off base. But when there is such a push, and the protocols that are being applied make no sense. Why can we go to Walmart, but we can't go to the local store that the local small businessman owns? And back when this all started,
the local small businessman doesn't have a lobbyist in Washington D.C.
Those are the kind of things that make you say these guys are intellectually dishonest.
Right.
It's strictly about money and politics, and not about saving anybody's life. And if it was, we'd be vaccinating everybody that's crossing the border right now. The 1.5 million people that have come since the first of the year, we would be vaccinating them, and we're not. Yeah. And so, so now it's just, I don't know.
Mixed messages. That's it. So,
Yep.
But all right. Well, let's go to a break. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your Weekend Lawyers, all things legal. We'll be right back after this brief time out.
Individual results may vary. There's no guarantee that past performance will be indicative of future results. Invest wisely.
I want to talk to you about cryptocurrency. Did you know that if you invested $10 in Bitcoin in 2010, it would be worth over $400,000 in January 2020?
Okay, we have Jason on the phone. Justin, rather.
Justin's on the phone?
And what about taxes? Well, with an Alto Crypto
Justin's
IRA,
on the phone.
You can trade crypto like Bitcoin and avoid or defer the taxes. You can create an account in just minutes and invest with as little as $10 with no setup charges and no account fees. There are over 80 coins available like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano. Make a cash contribution or transfer cash from an existing IRA. Invest just $10 today. Who knows what it could be worth in 10 years? Ready to take your investments to the next level? Diversify like the pros and trade without tax headaches. Open an Alto Crypto IRA with as little as $10. Just go to altoira.com/start. That's ALTOIRA.com/start. Start investing in cryptocurrency today. Go to altoira.com/START.
DraftKings Sportsbook is coming soon to Louisiana. It won't be long until you can bet on all your favorite sports from the comfort of your own home. To celebrate, DraftKings Sportsbook is giving customers $100 in free bets when you sign up before they go live. No deposit required. DraftKings is bringing their experience as a leader in daily fantasy sports to the sports betting world and have created one of America's top-rated sportsbook app, DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BIG870 when you sign up. Those who sign up right now will get $100 in free bets to use once mobile sports betting hits Louisiana. That's code BIG870 to get $100 in free bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-770-STOP. 7867. 21 and over. Louisiana only. Availability varies by
the last spot is Babel Spot.
DraftKings.com/sportsbook for full terms and conditions.
Are you getting the runaround from your Hurricane Ida insurance company?
Is your insurance company not returning your call?
Are you being denied a new roof?
Are you receiving lowball payments from your insurance company?
We can help. Call me, Doug Sunseri, WWL radio host and attorney at Nicaud and Sunseri Law Firm in Metairie, or go to our website at idahurricaneclaim.com.
Or on the North Shore, call me, Michelle Demarest Sunseri, at our office in Mandeville at 985-624-9697. We'll show the insurance company who's boss.
What a year. End it on a high note with a gift of emeralds, sapphires, rubies, pearls, or natural diamonds from Oakland Heart Jewelers. Choose from a stunning selection of rings, bracelets, earrings, and necklaces in every price range. We search the world for those standout gorgeous gemstones. We then buy them direct at the lowest possible price. Gemstones from Thailand, Brazil, India, Australia, now part of the Oakland Heart collection. Make this year exceptional, in a good way, with a gift from Oakland Heart Jewelers on Metairie Road.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. Whether you want to learn Spanish for future travel plans, French to connect with extended family, or maybe German to land a new job, Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you everyday practical conversations that you'll actually use. All you need is 15 minutes a day, and you'll be on your way to confidently speaking a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel is designed by real language experts using a modern, conversation-based technique that makes learning fun, engaging, and best of all, memorable. It starts by teaching you words and phrases. Then sentences gradually get more complex. Soon you're practicing short conversations about real-life topics. And with 14 languages to choose from and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll be sure to learn what matters most to you. Babbel, language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
All things legal on WWL, AMFM.com, and the Odyssey app. Connect with Doug Sunseri and Albert Nicaud on the Oakland Heart Jewelers Talk and Text line, 504-260-1870.
Hey, we're back. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers, all things legal. We're all going to have Christmas parties coming up, I think, or attend them. And I just wanted to put out an announcement that at the Sunseri household, we won't be putting anybody out in the garage because of vaccination status. So they're all free to come over. So,
same.
So we took the chairs and the tables and the hors d'oeuvres out the garage, and the dogs too. So there you go. Let's go to phone lines. Let's go to Justin. Hey, Justin, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Albert, you, Doug, and all your family and everybody out there.
Yes.
How y'all doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Now, I'm doing very well, thank you. This is not kind of a legal question, but you know my father, John Marcel, correct? The cowboy hat wearing guy?
We knew him, and he was an iconic figure walking from down Lafayette Street to Federal Court. He looked like larger than life. Always had he had a bigger entourage than Muhammad Ali did when he'd walk. He had people carrying his suitcase, carrying his papers, and sometimes they'd carry his hat.
Oh, they would never do
that. I know,
that.
I'm just kidding.
I know that. Well, I need an excuse to call you and say hello, but I thought of a good question.
Yes.
My dad loved his job so much, and he didn't carry his work home with him. But at the dinner table, my dad would talk about what he did that day and about the law in the courtroom and so on, and he loved it so much. Do you guys do that?
Albert, I'll start with you.
Well, Doug, of course, is married to a lawyer, so I'm sure there's.
I know that.
Well,
there's more opportunity to do that. I honestly try to leave it at the office. Occasionally Erin will ask me, "Hey, what's up? How was the office today?" And I'll give her a brief 30-second rundown. But my home is.
Well,
go ahead,
Justin. I'll tell you my protocol.
Go ahead,
I'll tell you my protocol. When we go to bed, I'll light some candles. I'll put on some soft music, and we lie down, and then we have pillow talk about our cases.
You know what? That's so sweet. Well,
yeah.
Dad,
So, and we get put on put some that's just sort of it sort of gets us.
I hope you put the candles out before you go to sleep.
Yes, and put soft music on and
my dad, he wasn't complaining about his day. He wasn't saying, "Oh, I had a bad day. What happened to me?" He wasn't doing that. He was just telling us what went on. And I remember, Doug and Albert, that he brought me in the courtroom to watch him do his cases. And I was so little, I didn't understand what was going on. But when he came home, he would talk about it, but he would tell it in such a way that was an interesting story.
Yeah,
And I just loved it. And he loved his job. He loved it so much. You know, I bet he wished he was alive so he could be doing back that again, man.
Well, you know, you do get a lot of life experience. Now, I will tell you a story about our daughter, who's an attorney in our firm now.
All right.
Now, she was
really?
always a kid who had no filter between her brain and her mouth. And yeah, she just said what she thought. Well, the day before, I told her a story about defending someone who was probably did what the underlying lawsuit was about. And and so she kept asking me questions. Well, if they're wrong, why do they entitled to a defense? They should just apologize, or
Good question.
And so I was explaining to them that they had a right to be defended. And if I told you the subject matter, it was more embarrassing because I was telling a young girl I was defending something that was sort of tawdry. Okay, I'll leave it at that. And so she was a little upset with me that her dad would be involved in a case like this. And so she had asked me to go to her school at St. Peter's on one of those days about, what does your dad do? And they had all these people who were in very honorable professions that were before me saying what they did. And she got up in class and said, my dad lies for a living. And so just based on our conversation of the night before, because she was asking me, how do I defend the indefensible? So,
well, see, Doug, that's a very good question because I asked my dad the same thing because he defended people he knew was guilty.
Well,
but it was constitutional right to defend it. And what he did was, and he told me this, what he did was he said, look, you're guilty. I'm not defending you. You go to the judge and let's get a plea deal. That's it. Well, and my dad was very serious about it. Yeah. Well, he was never corrupt.
Hopefully you didn't ask him that in front of 35 people.
Right.
Or a bunch of impressionable school students. So, but she was just confused.
I asked, you remember Professor Norman, right, Doug? And
yes. He was very.
I asked him that same question, because I struggled with that. Of course, I never really did any criminal defense work, but he said, Albert, you don't have a duty to get them off of the crime. He said, your duty is to make sure that they have a fair trial and that the trial has conducted in accordance with constitutional measures. He said, that is your duty as a lawyer.
Albert. That's correct, man. That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
And so,
my dad, if my dad knew someone was, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying the facts are what they are. And listen, I tell that to young lawyers coming through all the time that, listen, man, I got this bad case and I'm worried and this and that. Like, listen, you don't make up the facts, right? They're given to you as they are. You try to develop facts. You try to develop facts that are favorable to your client from other witnesses, from other, whatever. But the facts are the facts. And so all you can do as a lawyer is try to make the best of them as you can. And so it really, when they hear that, it kind of helps them sleep at night that, listen, this guy knows what he did, or this, even civil client knows what the truth is. You go and, argue as zealously as you can their position before the court, and then let the facts fall where they may, and let them take the judgment.
Well, I want to talk about your dad. He had a very, very big person. He was like, he gave in court, he was almost like larger than life. I mean,
he wasn't that big. He was only 5'10", Doug.
But his personality was very, very large. Yeah. And he commanded attention. He would have been a great preacher, because he could have, he would have been, he's a great communicator. And that's what I was trying to say. When he he spoke, people listened. He was very passionate, and he was a great communicator. And he was
Doug, you know where he got that from?
Where's that?
He taught debate at Notre Dame University.
There you go.
And he taught debate. And I took a debate class at Jesuit, and that was difficult. What? My dad actually tutored engineering students at Notre Dame to get their debate degree. And My dad was a great debater. He always liked to argue about something.
Well, he was very good. The other thing too is what your dad did very well is he was able to frame an argument in a very understandable way, because there's a lot of very smart people who do not know how to modify their high intellect in a way to break it down to make sense. You can't do it like you're having tea or coffee at Starbucks, and you have 4 hours to talk about it, and it's deep. You got to break it down and make it real. And that's
my dad made it sound simple to me, and I was a little kid.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
We
That's
were discussing courtrooms and stuff. Well, look, I don't want to stay on the phone forever, but
no.
Merry Christmas to all of you.
Hey.
And it's a joy to talk to you guys.
Now, are you going to be banging your drums during the Christmas holidays?
I'm going to be banging my drums about 2 hours, bud.
All right. You
man.
know what?
Take
If
care.
you
Have a
want,
Merry Christmas, Justin.
if you want to engage your neighbors, you ought to start at about 2 hours ago on Sunday mornings, and you'll have some interaction with your neighbors.
Well, let me tell you something before I get off the phone.
Yeah.
When I lived uptown New Orleans, uptown like Riverbend,
Yeah.
I had people complaining all the time. But I live in Gentilly, and not one complaint out of anybody. I've got a lot of compliments out of it. So
Yeah, there you go.
I'm doing good.
All right.
Well, God bless you guys.
All right.
Great holiday season.
All right. Thanks for the call. God bless. And Merry Christmas, Justin. Let's go to a break. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers, all things legal. We'll be right back after this brief timeout.
After a weekend of football, it's time to second guess. And nobody does it better than the Cajun Cannon, because he's been there, done that. Join Bobby Hebert and NFL analyst Mike Detillier for Second Guess. Mondays at 4 o'clock, live from the Silver Slipper, your host on the coast. Analyze Saints and NFL games like a pro. Second Guess with the two Cajuns, Bobby and Mike. Mondays from 4 p.m. till they get tired of talking on WWL.
BetMGM is coming soon to Louisiana. That's right, the legendary BetMGM. But you can sign up right now with a special early registration offer. Open a BetMGM account today, and you'll receive $200 in free bets when you use bonus code MikeD200. It's the best way to be ready for action the moment BetMGM begins accepting wagers, and there's no deposit required. Sign up today with bonus code MikeD200 and receive $200 in free bets at BetMGM. There's nothing like winning at the king of sportsbooks. New customers only. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions.
Must be 21 years of age or older. Louisiana only. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Deposits only until BetMGM accepts its first real money sports wager in Louisiana. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable site credit unless otherwise provided in the applicable terms. BetMGM's license is pending with the Louisiana Gaming Control Board. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Hi, this is Rudy Reiner. This holiday season, give a gift that'll last a lifetime. Get 1/4 carat diamond earrings for $129, 1/2 carat diamond earrings starting at $349. Where? At Reiner's Jewelers, where you can explore the exquisite collection of diamonds and gemstone pieces, from Levian to Pandora and more. Reiner's Jewelers has something for everyone on your list, including men's and children's jewelry. Make this holiday season sparkle and shop local at Reiner's Jewelers, 91 West Bank Expressway in Gretna, your full-service family jeweler.
Doing your best work from home is not easy when you don't have the right space. California Closets will help you create a custom solution that works for you, your family, and your life. Whether it's a small space, shared space, multifunctional space, or kids space, our professional design consultants will help you get organized and make your space one that works better for you. Now you can love where you live and work. Schedule your free in-home or virtual design consultation today at CaliforniaClosets.com.
I'm former NBA player Don Chaney. For years, I had carpal tunnel syndrome and joint pain. Then I started having heart-related symptoms like fatigue and palpitations. Turns out I had heart failure caused by hereditary transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare, life-threatening disease underdiagnosed in African Americans. If you're African American and over 50 with heart failure experiencing unresolved symptoms, talk to your doctor or visit DonKnowsHisHeart.com.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
Come on down to the Silver Slipper.
Hi, this is John from the Silver Slipper Casino with more good news just for you.
Now when you come and play any of your favorite slots or table games here at the Slipper, any day in October, November, and December, you'll have a chance to win an HD Smart Fire TV every night at 7 p.m. That's right, we're giving away one of these great smart TVs every day for 3 months. We're on the beach here in Hancock County, Silver Slipper Casino. As always, we are proud to be your host on the coast.
Pass a good time at the Silver Slipper. When our Saints hit the field, they're prepared. They've got a plan. They've got a playbook. What's your retirement playbook? Whether you're already retired or closing in on retirement, the Retirement Playbook can help you get ready. Get your free copy of the Retirement Playbook right now. Visit saintsretirementplaybook.com. That's saintsretirementplaybook.com. Brought to you by Presley Wealth Management, the official wealth management partner of the New Orleans Saints.
At Community Coffee, we didn't set out just to make great coffee. We set out to make something that would bring out the best in people, morning, noon, and night. And who wouldn't want to share a cup of that? Community Coffee. Find us at your local grocery or visit us at communitycoffee.com.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. Whether you want to learn Spanish for future travel plans, French to connect with extended family, or maybe German to land a new job, Babbel works.
Okay, one more short one after this and we'll go live.
It teaches you everyday practical conversations that you'll actually use. All you need is 15 minutes a day, and you'll be on your way to confidently speaking a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel is designed by real language experts using a modern, conversation-based technique that makes learning fun, engaging, and best of all, memorable. It starts by teaching you words and phrases. Then sentences gradually get more complex. Soon you're practicing short conversations about real-life topics. And with 14 languages to choose from and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll be sure to learn what matters most to you. Babbel, language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
We're all on this planet together, so join Odyssey and find your one thing. Avoid giving useless gifts and knickknacks this holiday season, and look for durable items that will last for years. Join Odyssey, and together, each of us doing one thing makes a greener tomorrow. What's your one thing?
Now, more All Things Legal, underwritten by Nicaud and Sunseri Law Firm. All advice given and opinion shared are solely those of attorneys Albert Nicaud and Doug Sunseri. Back to WWL.
Hey, we're back. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers. Tonight, it's another black and gold battle as the Saints take on the 10-3 Tampa Bay Bucks. Game day coverage starts on WWL at 3 p.m. with First Take. Steve Geller and Scott Alexander at 5 o'clock. The Bud Light Countdown to Kickoff with Bobby Hebert and Christian Garrick featuring Mike Detillier. Game time, 7:20. Sync up with Mike Koss and Deuce McAllister. Then after the game, sound off with the Cajun Cannon. Saints Bucks today on WWL, and you can watch, I guess they'll be describing the Saints running the single wing. You didn't run the single wing at St. Paul, huh?
We ran the option.
You ran the option. You were Wishbone. My dad ran the single wing at De La Salle because he was a quarterback, but he was sort of like a halfback quarterback, a halfback that would snap the ball. So, a lot of our listeners would remember the single wing. And that was back in the times where after the game was finished, you'd fold up your helmet and put it in your back pocket and you go home. But that was a while ago. But so
kind of like the Wildcat today, right? They snap you the ball and you run with it.
It's even though it's an innovation, it was probably run at some point in the past. So there you go. We got a text, and this is says, "Good morning. Regarding a will which has been executed and assets dispersed, are the terms of the will generational? Can the heirs of a person who was written out of a will sue the estate for a share of the assets which the parents did not receive?" So that encompasses a lot of different things. You got a prescription period.
About 3 or 4 questions in one, but yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah. So in terms of suing for what they should have received, forced heirship was watered down substantially many years ago. Way back when we were in law school. So if for some reason the child is under 24 years old, or if the child is, the child meaning the heir, is a direct descendant and has some sort of disability where they're unable to take care of needs and their finances. They're basically held to be disabled to the point where they're unable to do that, not just a physical disability, then they would have a right to come in and seek their forced portion. But beyond that, you can write your will and leave your money to whomever. You don't have to leave it to your children. You can leave it to one child over the other. You can leave it to your girlfriend, to your spouse, to whatever you want to do. So those days are long gone unless there's some sort of provision where there's a capacity issue where somebody lacks capacity to take, and they need guardian. The real reason behind that is that the state doesn't want to take care of your child when you have the means to do so.
So there's a couple lessons there. First of all, children, be nice to your parents, because
Right.
they can write you out if you give them too much trouble. And also too, I guess we could talk about the 3 reasons you can contest a will. There's basically 3 reasons. One would be the person who executed the will, the testator or testatrix, which in Bucktown would be the person who signed the will, is incapacitated, or they were under undue influence, or 3, the formalities of a will would not comply with. Those are the general 3 reasons. And I guess let's take incapacity first. That's you'd have to show that the person signing will did not understand the consequences of what they were doing, even though it might have been a bad decision, might have been a decision that he wouldn't have made otherwise, under other circumstances. But if he knew what he was doing, even if it was a bad decision, it's probably okay. You'd have to prove that he didn't understand the consequences of what he was doing, and that's tough to do, Albert.
Oh, absolutely. And what you have to do too is get, it's a process, and it's an expensive, an expensive process, because you need medical testimony. You need to go find the decedent's last doctors and their physicians and medical providers that would be able to come in and say, yeah, this guy was on morphine for the last 10 days of his life and would not have had the capacity to execute a will. He would not have known what he was doing. I'm very reluctant as an attorney to do those, to sign hospital wills, unless that's, hey, look, I just want to, leave everything to all 3 kids and that sort of thing. I have a power of attorney for this person to handle my affairs. They're already on my accounts. I see evidence of that. So if there's a little bit of a question that I might have as to somebody, and it looks like it's going to be very fair to everyone, then I'm more inclined to maybe, but regardless, I will pull that testator aside out of the presence of the children.
Good break after this.
Why are you here? What do you want to do? And how do you want to leave this? And what child do you want to have this? And what do you want to do about that? And ask a series of questions where they're not just, cognizant to time and place, but they have an idea of what they want to do and what their will should say. And so if it looks like, they have that lucid moment and it's matched up with their intent, then I'm okay with it. I feel comfortable doing that, bring the witnesses in, et cetera.
And what, normally if you have someone who's got some type of compromise or early stages dementia, what we're often asked to do is go get a physician's report the morning of the signing of the will, so that you get clearance that they know what they're doing, and they render an opinion saying, hey, I've examined this person. They got the cognitive capacity to make decisions right now. They're coherent, right. And a lot of times you need that. And even when Mr. Benson did his wills, he had the Archbishop sign as a witness, which is pretty strong witness there, you know.
Got almost self-proving, right?
So self-proving there, you know. And if they ever call him in court, you know, he's got his hat, he's got his cane, and you know, he's got his, you know, it's just a little hard to, you know, it just gives a little, I guess, credibility.
And a little credibility to it.
Yeah. In the eyes of the court and also in the eyes of God. So there you go. Let's go to a break. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your Weekend Lawyers. We'll be right back after this brief timeout.
This month on the 11th, French writer Georges Perec once said that nothing is happening all the time. But what's happening when nothing is happening? This month, 3 people spend several days just sitting in one place, watching, listening. A cemetery in Virginia.
Okay, we have no callers.
A plaza in Mexico. It's an appreciation of stillness.
We will have about 5 minutes till the top of the hour break.
Power of observation. That's this month on the 11th. Find the 11th wherever you get your podcasts.
Have you hit a wall with your hurricane insurance claim? Been underpaid? We can send an adjuster to you and it won't cost you anything unless we get you paid. This is Bart Kelly from Albendia Kelly and Demarest, or AKD Law in New Orleans. We have fought successfully for home and business owners since Katrina to help them get the settlements they deserve. Get the peace of mind of calling in a proven winner as your legal home team. Visit akdlaw.com or call 504-200-0000. Results may vary. Filing number LA21-12375.
Can you pick winners? Well, then you can win cash. It's that simple. In the Rocket Mortgage Pro Football Pickup, just pick the most games right this week, and you can score $1,000. Just like that. No lineups, no spreads, no rosters, and a brand new game each week. The Rocket Mortgage Pro Football Pickup. It's totally free to play, so enter now by texting PICS to 20357. That's PICS to 20357.
Tired of waiting for roof estimates and to schedule? VinylTech can help. Go to vinyltechnola.com and request a roofing estimate now. We can provide you with a roof estimate via email within 36 hours and install within 7 days. We have over 22 project managers standing by to tackle your project. We are your local roofing experts for over 30 years. We have all material in stock and over 11 crews available now. We strip all roofs down to the deck to inspect the plywood and change it if needed. Get a quote now at vinyltechnola.com.
FanDuel Sportsbook at Treasure Chest Casino is now open. Now you have access to one of the best sports betting experiences around, combining the excellence and experience of FanDuel with our signature Boyd Gaming hospitality. Place your bets and get back before kickoff, or stick around with all your friends and enjoy the sports action right here. That's FanDuel Sportsbook at Treasure Chest Casino, just off I-10 and Ketter on the banks of Lake Pontchartrain.
Son, how are you feeling?
I'm fine, Pops.
What's on your mind?
I can't explain it.
When your kid can't find the language, find the lyrics. Start a conversation at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
Rejuvenate your workout with Rejuveme. RejuvemeMedical.com.
Hey, Baton Rouge, we want your stuff. DependableStorage.com.
Brandon Hawley here. Premium Windows. Professionally measured, professionally installed. ReliefWindows.com.
Dell Technologies' end-of-year sale is the perfect time to upgrade tech. Save big on the latest computers featuring Windows 11 Pro that easily automate workflows. Don't forget to shop servers, storage, and top brand electronics with savings up to 45% and all with free shipping. Call a Dell Technologies advisor to help you transform your digital workspaces with comprehensive end-to-end solutions. Find the right tech for your business needs at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
New this week on Curiosity Stream. They're
going live after this.
Different kind.
His life was fake. His bank was fake.
I have never seen anything like this.
The world's most infamous con men cheat the system on white-collar gangsters. And a new invention changes our understanding of the cosmos.
I can find a bumblebee on the moon using this telescope.
On the Curiosity Original Building the James Webb Telescope. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are just $20. That's $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
All things legal with Doug Sunseri and Albert Nicaud on WWL and Odyssey Station. Connect now on the Oak Winhart Jewelers Talk and Text line, 504-260-1870.
Hey, we're back. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, you Weekend Lawyers, all things legal. Probably after the top of the hour, we'll probably talk a little bit about Hurricane Ida claims, which probably will be a subject of discussion at the Christmas parties. But to tie up the issue regarding wills, we talked about before that, one of the ways you can contest a will is lack of capacity. There's another, I guess, way of contesting a will, which is very difficult, but is sort of along the same lines, is undue duress. And Albert, if you could give like an example of, what would you have to prove in order to demonstrate that a will should be invalidated due to duress?
So there's actually kind of a little, of course, it's a fact-based conclusion by the court, but there's kind of a checklist of items, and one, you kind of go through the list. It's the heir that perhaps lives with the decedent, won't allow other heirs to come visit, has control of the checkbooks, has some sort of control over the decedent, that will give them this kind of understated fear of, if I don't do what my daughter or son says, they may, stop taking care of me, or, make me leave the house, or whatever. I have this situation where I'm nervous, I'm afraid, I'm here in the house with them. They really control everything I do, so I'm just going to comply. And that's the type of undue influence that is necessary. But then again, when the heir is not there, that is trying to prove that, it makes it more and more difficult. I tried to call and talk to mom. She's always sleeping. Or, she can't talk right now. I'm giving her a bath, or I'm giving her medicine, or I'm doing whatever. And typically it's someone maybe that's out of town. And then the heir that is still in the home feels justified because, hey, look, I'm sitting here taking care of mom, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and I'm taking care of her every need. And you're off in another city, not your fault, but you're off in another city. And now all of a sudden you want half of everything that she has, or you want to kick me out of the house when she dies. I'm going to make it to where, I'm going to go get mom to, leave her half of the house to me, or, that sort of thing. So it's a give and take. And usually there's not one side to the story. There's always two. And, that's what judges do. It's a balancing act, and they have to try to do what's right. But at the end of the day, the person trying to prove undue influence has a pretty high burden. And, if they're just unable to prove it, then usually the will is left in effect and probated.
Yeah. So, that's the most typical. And especially to the undue influence, if it's in a way where you have 4 siblings, and then you have that sibling who sort of took over the parents' estate, and all of a sudden a will pops up saying that they get everything, and the other 3 siblings who might have had a good relationship before get nothing. Those are the type of situations that would lend itself to litigation. And, again, it's what we try to do is, if we have suspect that there's a situation, we'll talk with we'll ask the person who brought the testator in to speak with them alone, to say, do you really want to do this, or what's going on here, and sort of get a feel for it, and then sort of get the backstory behind it. And they could say, no, my other 3 kids are, AB, they just I hadn't talked to them in, a long time, that, or what have you, versus you can pick up by their body language as to, well, my daughter or son does everything for me. And, I just feel like I should do this. If they're ambivalent about it, then, there's something up. So, one of the things we try to do is we just spend a lot of time with the testator themselves and say, is this what you really want to do? And you sort of get a feel for it. And, if we feel like it's an issue, a lot of times we'll send them, somewhere else, or, tell them that we can't do it if we feel, a lot of right answers to the right questions than otherwise. So it's going to happen more and more because there's so many more wills that are being probated with the baby boomers. So there you go. All right, we're going to national news, local news. We'll be back for hour number 2 of All Things Legal. So stay tuned. We'll see you in about 10 minutes.
The News Talk Sports Powerhouse. WWL New Orleans, WWL FM and HD1 Kenner New Orleans, and Odyssey Station.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Stacey Lynn in Washington. With COVID cases surging all across the country, hospitals once again are struggling. We begin with CBS's Christopher Cruz.
Ohio has activated more than 1,000 National Guardsmen to help overwhelmed medical facilities throughout the state. Officials in Nebraska say their hospitals may soon have to begin rationing care. And in Kansas and Missouri, hospitals are desperately trying to hire nurses.
They're back on a partial lockdown in the Netherlands due to a rise in cases. Our Lauren Comato is in Amsterdam.
Revelers enjoyed the last round of 2021 at packed cafes. Now their doors will stay shut until at least mid-January. The government says it's buying time to increase booster shots.
The World Health Organization says cases of Omicron are doubling every 1.5 to 3 days across the world. The Great Resignation is expected to continue into the new year with millions of workers quitting their jobs. Economist Luke Pardue.
A lot of these workers are just reevaluating the types of jobs that they want to do, and we might be able to parlay this tight labor market into strong wage gains.
One of the deadly tornadoes just over a week ago flattened an Amazon warehouse in Edwardsville, Illinois, killing 6 people inside. And now Amazon is facing criticism for how it treated its workers after. Bloomberg tech reporter Spencer Soper.
These people make maybe $18 an hour driving these vans, and you're delivering packages for a company that has very wealthy executives, including Jeff Bezos, who's the second wealthiest man in the world right now. When is your life and your safety more important than them making money?
Representatives from nearly 60 Muslim countries are meeting in Pakistan to discuss how to prevent a humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi.
This extraordinary session must usher a visible change and signal to the people of Afghanistan that we are united in helping them.
Harvard announced it's dropping the standardized test requirement for applicants through 2026. Here's CBS's Linda Kenyon.
Like many colleges and universities, Harvard dropped the test requirement during the pandemic. Now, the Ivy League school is extending that policy, saying students who do not submit test scores will not face any disadvantage in the application process.
Many colleges and universities have opted to end the use of those test scores for applications or to make the test optional. 80% of schools now don't require them. That number rose from 45% before the pandemic. Between the pandemic and the holiday season, there's a dire need for blood donations. The American Red Cross says they're working through the worst blood shortage they've seen in over a decade. This is CBS News.
Get CBS News Radio on the Odyssey app. All the audio that matters to you is on Odyssey. News, music, sports, and podcasts. Download the Odyssey app today.
With the stock market at all-time highs, cash in your profits now and invest in an asset that can potentially pay for up to 20 or more years. That's the sound of a producing oil well and the sound of a smart investment. If you're an SEC-defined accredited investor, you can take advantage of Encore Energy's projects. Call now to learn how you can potentially achieve 20 or more years of income and deduct 100% of every dollar invested against all forms of income. Call 1-800-278-7455. Invest in your future and buy oil. Encore is drilling in an area that is potentially one of the most prolific horizontal oil plays in the entire country. Oil prices are projected to rise, so you need to own a piece of an oil field. Encore Energy is the most active oil and gas operator in its core area of operations. Call now and learn how to deduct 100% of your investment and create 20 or more years of potential monthly income. Call 1-800-278-7455. You'll be calling directly to the home office of Encore Energy. That's 1-800-278-7455. Oil investments involve a high degree of risk and actual results may vary.
Stress is driving women to drink a lot.
A study from Arizona State University compares the impact of stress on alcohol consumption among men and women.
With men, they needed the 3-cocktail push plus the acute stressor to get beyond legal limit. With women, stress alone was enough to do it.
Researcher Julie Paddock Peckham warns women.
Given all the stress of the pandemic, women really need to have an understanding that a different coping mechanism is necessary.
Stephen Kaufman, CBS News, Press Kit.
WWL First News. I'm Tom Perumian on your official weather station, WWL AM, FM, and .com.
A good Sunday morning. We are starting off chilly. You might need that light jacket as you're stepping out. And also, the winds have picked up out of the north between 10 to 15 miles per hour. So I expect breezy conditions through the morning and the afternoon. Now, today we won't see much sunshine. In fact, lots of clouds will remain over the area. And our temperatures also remaining below average, climbing into the lower 60s. As we head into tomorrow, we'll see a little bit of sunshine at first, but a weather system sliding to our south will increase our rain chances, so make sure you have that umbrella ready. Temperatures remaining below average, climbing into the upper 50s.
Your local weather expert, WWL TV meteorologist Michelle Morgan. I-10 will be shutting down at noon today. We get the story from WWL TV's Devin Bartolotta.
Heads up, if you plan to travel on I-10, the highway will be totally closed in both directions between Kenner and Laplace, so crews can repair the transmission lines that were damaged by a helicopter crash. This past Tuesday, a pilot from the Baton Rouge area was killed on the way to pick up passengers at the lakefront airport. Officials believe the helicopter hit a power line, causing it to come crashing down on the Bonnie Carey spillway. Closure is planned from noon to 5 p.m., and detours will be in place. Adjust your travel plans accordingly.
A memorial has been held for former Saints player Glenn Foster, as WWL TV's Candace Charles reports the calls for justice after Foster's death in custody were prevalent.
Glenn was a gift to us all, and we were robbed of his presence.
As loved ones gathered to celebrate the life of former Saints player Glenn Foster Jr., you can't help but notice a longing for answers to questions about his death. Friday, the family's independent autopsy alludes to foul play.
The family deserves answers. That's all we want.
On December 4th, Foster was arrested in Alabama following a high-speed chase that ended in a crash. He was booked at Pickens County Jail.
Caller Vernon. It was an insurance question. Insurance. Vernon from Metairie.
Bipolar disorder. According to reports from the sheriff's department, while in jail, Foster got into an altercation with another inmate and later injured a deputy. Soon after, he died in police custody.
If you're a fan of the Tournament of Roses parade on New Year's Day, the 133rd edition will feature for the first time a Louisiana float. Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser.
We'll have Lane Hardy, the American Idol winner. He'll be singing with the Hot 8 Brass Band.
The float will include representatives who have assisted during the COVID crisis and hurricane crisis, and will be decorated to depict the spirit of the Bayou State, including moss-covered trees, powdered-covered beignets, and crawfish.
Now, your Garcia Roofing forecast on WWL.
A good Sunday morning. It is a chilly start to our morning across southeast Louisiana and breezy with winds out of the north between 10 to 15 miles per hour. Clouds will be parked over the area today, so don't expect much sunshine. And our daytime highs climbing into the lower 60s. Now, as we head into your Monday, starting off with a little bit of sunshine.
Okay, again, we have Vernon on the phone. Vernon from Metairie, and he has an insurance question.
Just in case. And temperatures remaining below average, climbing into the upper 50s. Now, Tuesday, expect a mix of sunshine and clouds. Still pretty cool across the area with temperatures once again climbing into the upper 50s. From your local weather expert forecast center, I'm WWL TV meteorologist Michelle Morgan.
And I'm Tom Perumian, WWL First News.
From WWL, the news, talk, sports powerhouse of the Gulf South, it's All Things Legal with Doug Sunseri and Albert Nicaud. Underwritten by Nicaud and Sunseri Law Firm. Join us on the Oakwinard Jewelers Talk and Text line, 504-260-1870, or connect anytime, anywhere on the Odyssey app. Now, to our Jefferson Financial Federal Credit Union studios in the heart of New Orleans, here are attorneys Albert Nicaud and Doug Sunseri.
Hey, we're back for hour number 2. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, All Things Legal, your weekend lawyers. Give us a call, 260-1870, or text us on the Oakland Heart Talk and Text line. You can talk or text on the same 260-1870. And Albert, unfortunately, a lot of times when we go to public gatherings, a lot of the conversation is about Hurricane Ida, insurance adjusters, insurance claims, roofs, replacement, not getting in touch with your claims adjuster and that sort of thing. So we'll probably talk a lot about that for the hour. And we got Vernon on the line. He's got a question regarding Hurricane Ida. So, hey, Vernon from Metairie, what you have for us, brother?
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Hear you great, man.
Great. I had a question. So we bought a condo in Florida, and Florida apparently offers private flood insurance, and I've never dealt with that before. And it's in an ex-flood zone, so it's not going to be very expensive. But I didn't know if you all had an opinion on if getting private flood insurance or getting flood insurance through FEMA would be better, because someone said that if you get private flood insurance and the company, because it's a very unknown company, it's like some real small company down there, if it goes under, there's no backing behind it with the state of Florida, like to pick up the
right.
I don't know, reinsurance or whatever they call it.
Right.
So like I said, I didn't know if you all had an opinion on that or not.
That's a great question. That's a phenomenal question. First of all, the FEMA policy is the flood policy is underwritten by FEMA. They don't have all the bills. They have a whole set of different laws that cover insurance policies. It's different from your homeowner's policy. And the coverage is very restricted to just structure and contents. And there's weird rules. For example, for Hurricane Ida, as of now, you'd have to file something called a proof of loss before February 26th if you were flooded from Hurricane Ida, or you lose your claim. You cannot ask for a supplement, and if they didn't pay you anything by then, they have no obligation to do that. They have a weird set of rules, weird set of procedures, and also there's rules saying that if they don't pay money out in time, there's no penalties and attorney's fees like homeowners. You don't even get back your court costs, I don't think, if you prevail on a flood claim. So the coverage is a lot more restrictive, but the premiums are lower, and unless the federal government goes under, you'll have you have the backing of the federal government. Now, the private insurer that you're talking about is called a surplus line carrier, which means a lot of insurance companies are backed by a state where they pay into a guarantee association or some type of association that if they went bankrupt, the state would step up and assume the claims. Now, it sounds like, as you described to me, the small private flood policy or company doesn't have backing of a state or state entity in case they go bankrupt. So I would imagine that you would have three things. You would not have the backing of a backstop of a state in case they went bankrupt. Number two, the premiums would be higher. And number three, the coverage would probably be better, because I would suspect that their coverage would be more than the flood policies for FEMA, unless they just adopted the same language. So, because that would be governed under the Florida state law. So it's pros and cons to it. The premiums are lower for the flood policies by FEMA. The coverage is more limited, but you have the federal government backing it. The private company is a surplus line carrier. Your premiums are going to be higher. You probably have more coverage, but then if there's a major flood and a lot of these policies are affected, then they may have a problem paying the claims. So you have to weigh those two factors.
Great. Thank you so much today. Appreciate it.
Okay. And one of the things I just wanted to emphasize, we'll ducktail this, is a lot of people have been flooded in St. John Parish, Terrebonne Parish, Lafourche Parish, St. Charles Parish. If you want to preserve your right to file a supplement or even receive your money in a flood claim, you will have to file a proof of loss before February 26th. Now, this isn't well publicized, but you have to do that. If you do not file this proof of loss, you will not have any legal right to get anything more than what you have been paid. And if you hadn't been paid anything, you won't be paid anything. And, the federal government in these flood cases will never be known for its empathy. And if you miss the deadline, they'll say, sure, we owe you the money. And sure, we might even had a claims adjuster tell you we owe the money, but we don't have to pay because you didn't file a proof of loss. So just be very, very careful with that. That's totally different than wind. And Albert, you could talk a little bit about some of the, the obligations that a wind policy or wind insurer has as far as getting money out, and if they don't, penalties and attorney's fees.
Well, talking earlier, it's a admitted company versus a non-admitted company, right? So an admitted company, if you look at your premium and it's for your homeowner's insurer, and it's broken down, and there is a little line item for, it'll either say LIGA or LIGA is Louisiana Insurance Guarantee Association, and basically that is a state-funded program that's actually funded by the policy holders who hold policies of admitted carriers. So if you're an admitted carrier that you pay into a little bit more, $25, $50, $100, I don't know, whatever the number is per year, and that helps fund the Guarantee Association. And then if that particular company that is admitted files for bankruptcy and is unable to pay its claims, then LIGA takes over. Now, keep in mind, LIGA policies are not the same policy or policy provisions that you would have in a traditional policy. You can't get penalties and attorney's fees. There are a lot of limitations and restrictions. There might be a higher deductible. Some things that, to kind of protect it, but basically it's for catastrophic loss. And so, with the wind carriers, there are provisions for penalties and attorney's fees if certain things aren't done a certain way. And so if payments aren't made in time after what is considered satisfactory proof of loss, then you would have that right to file a claim against your insurer for their arbitrary and capricious refusal to pay your damages after receipt of satisfactory proof of loss. Keep in mind, this is called a first-party claim. So if Doug is driving a car behind me and Doug rear ends me, then I file suit against Doug's insurance company. That would be a third-party insurance claim because it's the insurance carrier of a third party. If I file suit for my own damages against my own insurance company, let's say it's for property damages, or let's say it's for uninsured motorist coverage or underinsured motorist coverage because I didn't have enough coverage to cover it, my damages exceed that. That's called a first party claim because it's my insurance company, and the same holds true for your homeowner's policy. This is a first party claim. The insurance companies owe you a greater duty. They have to make sure that they pay you. They have less opportunity to fight it if you provide satisfactory proof of loss. And it's a third-party claim. They still don't have to pay you. They can all try to the Supreme Court. But if the policy is a first-party claim and you submit satisfactory proof of loss, then you're entitled to bring an action against them for penalties. If it's more than 30 days from satisfactory proof of loss, you're entitled to an attorney's fee of 50% of your damages plus your attorney's fees and costs. So it's a pretty hefty penalty to make the insurers find their checkbook. I'm sure there are a lot of you out there that are saying, wait a minute, it's December. This happened August 29th, and they still haven't paid me either at all, or they haven't paid me, my supplement. Let's examine that. You can't just submit an estimate for a new roof and say, okay, I submitted you an estimate for a new roof, pay me. You have to submit an estimate for a new roof, and there needs to be some sort of report, whether it's from the roofer, whether it's from a licensed contractor, but they have to submit a report to say, here's the estimate for the new roof, and here is why you need a new roof, and here are photographs, and we're lifting up the roof shingles, and the seal tabs have been compromised, and dirt, dust, and debris gotten inside, and so the roof will never adhere, and so it's going to leak, and you need a new roof, or whatever other factors that roofer considers would be necessary. So it's more satisfactory proof of loss is more than just submitting a receipt
Right.
or an estimate.
I think before we go to a break, one of the mistakes homeowners are making is, I'm dissatisfied with my estimate. Come and take a second look. And they're spending a lot of energy trying to convince an insurance company that probably has no intention of doing it at this point to come back and say, you missed this, you missed this, you missed this. What you really need to do is get your own estimate, quantify it, and then send it to the insurance company. And then they'll decide whether they want to come back or not, because they may want to come back to verify the estimate, or they may not and say, okay, we'll address the estimate from their desk or from corporate and decide whether they're going to pay you more or not. So a lot of times, if you do have a dispute, don't waste your time asking them to come back out a second and third time if you hadn't quantified your own damages, because they're,
same thing with contents. You can't just make a list. The internet is so easy now. You get on the internet, you find that product on the internet, you find the price, and you attach that link, or you make a copy of it and put it in if you're still doing snail mail, make a copy of it and put it with your estimate. Say, look, here it is. I'm not just making up a number. This is what the product was. Here it is on the internet. Here's the replacement cost. Pay me. Help them help you. Well, look, when an adjuster sees that as opposed to just a list, they're like, gee whiz, this is a sophisticated insured. They know what they're doing. And if a lawyer gets a hold of this down the road and I hadn't paid it, I'm going to be in trouble.
Right.
And that's factory proof of loss is. We prove to them what that means. How many curtains did you have? Where did you have the curtains made? Or where did you buy the curtains? And get estimates. And it's going to take some time, but you got to prove it to them. Either prove it now or prove it in a court of law way, way down the road. So do your best. Get your satisfactory proof of loss in order.
Yes, absolutely. Because if you do it right, later in the process, the insurance company knows it's vulnerable. And when they know they're vulnerable in a case, they'll put more money on the claim to get rid of it and dispose of it. All right, let's go to a break. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers, all things legal. We'll be right back after this brief timeout.
WWL is your home team, home of the New Orleans Saints, home of the LSU Fighting Tigers, home of Bobby Hebert, Deuce McAllister, and Mike Hoss. For all pro analysis of the team,
results may vary. There's no guarantee that past performance will be indicative of future results. Invest wisely.
I want to talk to you about cryptocurrency. Did you know that if you invested $10 in Bitcoin in 2010, it would be worth over $400,000 in January 2021? Crypto could represent the future of money, but it can be intimidating. And what about taxes? Well, with an Alto Crypto IRA, you can trade crypto like Bitcoin and avoid or defer the taxes. You can create an account in just minutes and invest with as little as $10 with no setup charges and no account fees. There are over 80 coins available, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano. Make a cash contribution or transfer cash from an existing IRA. Invest just $10.
No callers as of yet.
Worth in 10 years. Ready to take
I did have a caller who didn't stay on the line, and he had LIDA was
just go to
supposed to send out somebody, but he was having a dispute.
AltoIRA.com/start. Start investing in cryptocurrency today. Go to AltoIRA.com/START.
We're all on this planet together, so join Odyssey and find your one thing. This holiday season, invest in some LED Christmas lights. They use significantly less energy than regular bulbs. Join Odyssey, and together, each of us doing one thing makes a greener tomorrow. What's your one thing?
DraftKings Sportsbook is coming soon to Louisiana. It won't be long until you can bet on all your favorite sports from the comfort of your own home. To celebrate, DraftKings Sportsbook is giving customers $100 in free bets when you sign up before they go live. No deposit required. DraftKings is bringing their experience as a leader in daily fantasy sports to the sports betting world and have created one of America's top-rated sportsbook apps, DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BIG870 when you sign up. Those who sign up right now will get $100 in free bets to use once mobile sports betting hits Louisiana. That's code BIG870 to get $100 in free bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-770-STOP. 7867. 21 and over. Louisiana only. Availability varies by parish. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for full terms and conditions.
Hi, this is Rudy Reiner. This holiday season, give a gift that'll last a lifetime. Get 1/4 carat diamond earrings for $129, 1/2 carat diamond earrings starting at $349. Where? At Reiner's Jewelers, where you can explore the exquisite collection of diamonds and gemstone pieces, from Levian to Pandora and more. Reiner's Jewelers has something for everyone on your list, including men's and children's jewelry. Make this holiday season sparkle and shop local at Reiner's Jewelers, 91 West Bank Expressway in Gretna, your full-service family jeweler.
I'm Erin, and this is my life with California Closets. I purchased a historic home that's over 150 years old. One of the biggest things old houses don't have is closet storage and organization. And in a modern life, you really need to store a lot of things. Working with California Closets was the only way to get exactly what I needed. It really makes my life better. I finally have my dream home, and I couldn't be more thrilled about it.
Schedule your free design consultation today at CaliforniaClosets.com. Make this year stand out in a good way with the gift of breathtaking diamond jewelry from Oakland Heart. Choose from classics like diamond tennis bracelets and diamond stackable jewelry. There's a great work of art in every box from Oakland Heart on Metairie Road.
Hey, y'all, the holidays are here and you're ready to celebrate.
Okay, this is the last one. We go live after this.
November 26th through December 26th, Winter Wonderland of Lights in Toledo Bend. November 20th through January 2nd, Logansport Christmas Festival. December 17th through 19th, Christmas on Court Street in Port Allen. December 18th, Mary Manny Christmas Parade and Festival in Manny. So make your plans to laissez les bon temps rouler.
This is Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser. Plan your road trip at LouisianaIsATrip.com.
All things legal on WWL. Consult with Nicaud and Sunseri now on the Oakland Heart Jewelers Talk and Text line, 504-260-1870. And don't forget to rewind on the Odyssey app.
Hey, we're back. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, you weekend lawyers. All things legal. Give us a call, 260-1870. Or text us at 260-1870. Like I said, I don't start the conversation. I just try to listen. But if you're in a gathering, inevitably, a conversation comes up about insurance companies and, interaction with claims adjusters and frustration, high level of frustration, and in different stages of frustration. But I think now, a lot of the frustration is based on how to get the insurance company to respond to damages that went unaddressed. And we discussed this on a prior segment, is a lot of, when we get in calls and, to try to walk people through the process, they'll say, I keep getting on the phone and asking the adjuster to come back out, and he missed the roof, he missed the floor, he missed a room with a bunch of water stains, and my air conditioner is not working properly, and he missed that and didn't write it up, and they get frustrated because the insurance company will not respond to say, okay, we missed it, we'll come out and take a look at it. That's just not what they do. And again, the mindset's different. Is the insurance company has a minimum duty of instituting a claim or a claim response and taking a cursory look and maybe getting some damages out or undisputed. But ultimately, it's up to the homeowner to quantify the damages. It's not the insurance company. And I think if that expectation is realigned, then at that point, you could start making a lot more progress with the insurance company.
I agree. And again, put your lawyer hat on. And I know, listen, you're devastated. You're having enough trouble trying to find somebody to try to come give you an estimate. You're having trouble, believing some of these carpetbaggers from out of state that, promising you the world and we're going to do this and we're going to do that for you. I get it. It's not a good situation, but at the same time, you're going to
I have
to
Mac
play life
from Kenner on the line.
in 6
Insurance
months.
question.
And what do I have to do to establish that I have given this adjuster again, satisfactory proof of loss. What is satisfactory proof of loss? And, you know, it's every photograph you can take to prove your damages. It's every, you know, it's you know, it's everything you need to do to prove your case at trial. Here are the photographs. Here is a report, not just an estimate. Here's something from somebody who knows. Anyway, yeah, I think we have a phone call. Doug, let's go.
Let's go to Mac from Kenner. Hey, Mac, you on all things legal, Doug Sunseri and Albert Nicaud. What can we do for you?
Yeah, hi. How are you guys? And it's a great service you guys are providing too, by the way.
Thank you.
But after several months of dealing with insurance companies and, well, basically with the insurance company, they finally started to send us money, and they sent us a check on what they purported to pay, which is a little bit less than what my estimates are, but you know, I'll deal with the supplements later. But here's my question. I sent the information, or the check came to me and the mortgage company, because I still have a mortgage. The mortgage company got the information, and they're telling me they're going to send me a portion of the money back, which I understand, but they're going to send it to me and the contractor. The check will be made to me and the contractor. Is that a standard practice? That just didn't seem quite right to me.
I think you're going to have to go back and look at that big old stack of paperwork that is your mortgage, and see what that says, because that document is going to govern your relationship between you and your mortgage company. Typically what they do is they will hold the money and say, listen,
right,
you know, you must have a decent amount of damages, right? If it was 10 or 15,000.
Yeah, I'm over 100,000.
Well, there you go. So basically what they want to confirm is that you are doing the work. Okay, we don't want to insure this risk down in the future if you're not going to get it fixed. Get it fixed right, get it fixed by a licensed Louisiana contractor, get all the permitting done. We want to make sure that our collateral that we as the mortgage company are secure is secure. And so they're going to, now what they'll do sometimes is, and maybe you can talk to them about this, instead of saying, hey, look, we'll do a two-party check, you know, they'll do draw inspections. But I guess if they'll give you the money up front and you can get your contractor to sign the check over to you, tell him, listen, I'll you know, let's come up with a contract. I'll pay you a little bit up front to get materials, or I'll buy the materials directly. You tell me what we need, and I'll get them. And you know, when you start certain phases of the job, I'll release the checks to you to make sure the work's getting done and getting done timely.
Right,
But,
I can understand that.
An unusual situation where they'll want a two-party check to make sure that you are going to pay this licensed contract to do the work, and not just collect this check and, you know, hire laborers that are not licensed or insured, you know, to come do the work on your property.
Right, I understand that, because I sent them copies of the contract. I've sent them the contractor's license and all the stuff verifying that he's a licensed contractor, W-9s and all of that stuff. They told me that, you know, as the work is completed out of the first portion, they're going to send their inspector out to verify that I'm doing the work, which, you know, that's my investment. I'm obviously going to repair it. So I just didn't understand why it would have to come to me in the contractor's name. You know, I guess maybe I understand it now.
Yeah, they don't want you running off with the money, and they want to make sure that you're going to sign this contract, that you're going to work with this contractor, and that the Louisiana licensed contractor is going to be doing the work, and that way it helps protect their collateral in the event that you default on your loan.
So where do I stand if, and I don't think I will because I have a reputable contractor who I trust, but if I had an issue with the contractor down the road, where do I stand?
And that's a problem, and we see it all the time, where you know, the contractor doesn't come out, or he's not finishing timely. You know, we bring actions against contractors all the time, and vice versa. You know, we bring actions on behalf of contractors against homeowners who are holding money and not
Can
wanting
break
to
after
pay,
this.
despite the fact that certain phase of the work has been done. So you have to deal with the contractors, and that's why I think if you have a contract with draw provisions where, okay, you get the first draw of X amount upon demolition, and then you get the next draw on, roughing in the electrical, or, framing up the roof that needs to be framed, or whatever damages you might have. And so that way, he can give you maybe a schedule of values of what the work's going to cost. Okay, demolition X, framing X, wiring X, and then you can pay him from that account. And I would put that money in a separate account and write him checks from that account as the money is done. And then the one of the reasons why they want to come back out and re-inspect is because my guess is there's a recoverable depreciation aspect to this. And a lot of call me and ask me about that. And believe me, there are a lot of them that totally forget about it. They don't even submit supplements to get their recoverable depreciation. And basically what that means is I have a replacement cost policy, and it's, and that my damages were $50,000, but they depreciated the carpeting, the this, the that. And now they only paid me $35,000. But what recoverable depreciation means is that when you finish the work and get it done, they will then go back and pay you that $15,000 difference. And so one of the reasons why I think that adjuster wants to come back out and take a look and say, okay, yes, he's completed the work, pay him his recoverable depreciation, or pay him his supplement, or the contractor will come and say, hey, look, we found this when we opened the walls, we need to issue a supplement. Here are the photographs.
Hey, Mac, if you want to finish conversation with Albert, give him a call at 504-837-1304. 504 Yeah. And then
I'll do that. Because I had another question about my options as far as the interest on the money they're holding. But
let's do this. We'll stay on over the break. We got to go to a break, and you can ask your second question if you hold on there, Mac. All right, let's go to a break. Sure. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers, all things legal. We'll be right back after this brief timeout.
After Saints games, we all Monday morning quarterback. But Coach Payton and his staff get down to business, watching game tape, drilling down on team play and individual player performance. They see what we don't, size up what we can't. That's why we bring you the Saints Coaches Show. Hi, it's Mike Hoss. Tomorrow night at 6:30, join me, Bobby Hebert, and head coach Sean Payton for the Saints Coaches Show. Real conversations on the New Orleans Saints Radio Network, WWL.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. Whether you want to learn Spanish for future travel plans, French to connect with extended family, or maybe German to land a new job, Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you everyday practical conversations that you'll actually use. All you need is 15 minutes a day, and you'll be on your way to confidently speaking a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel is designed by real language experts using a modern, conversation-based technique that makes learning fun, engaging, and best of all, memorable. It starts by teaching you words and phrases. Then sentences gradually get more complex. Soon you're practicing short conversations about real-life topics. And with 14 languages to choose from and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll be sure to learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
We're all on this planet together, so join Odyssey and find your one thing. Avoid giving useless gifts and knickknacks this holiday season, and look for durable items that will last for years. Join Odyssey, and together, each of us doing one thing makes a greener tomorrow. What's your one thing?
Jason Dornack here with Dornack Deals to help you save this holiday season. Choice standing rib roast only $11.99 a pound, and Black Angus Choice rump roast is only $4.59 a pound. Shop local, shop easy, and save at Dornack's Food Center.
Family owned, family operated, family service.
It's the holiday season, and we're feeling a little nostalgic. Remember the classic jingle, "There's a great work of art in every box from Oakland Heart"? It's still true, you know. It's why Gambit readers once again voted us best local jeweler. And it's why you have to shop Oakland Heart this holiday season. Just listen to this online review from Josh. Oakland Heart is the only place to go. Full stop. I'll be back for any future jewelry purchases. Oakland Heart rocks. Pun intended. See? New Orleans is all about keeping it real, authentic. In our culture, being local and honest still counts for something. So does offering finer jewelry at better prices. Shocking, but true. Here in our Metairie showroom, we create an enormous selection of beautiful jewelry in every price range for engagements and every one of life's special moments. And don't forget just because. We're very big on just because. Make this crazy year we've had memorable, in a good way, with a gift from the city's best local jeweler, Oakland Heart on Metairie Road.
It really is the most wonderful time of the year, and I love the holidays, but they can wear you out. And that's why I'm so thankful I have a Sleep Number bed, and I get some proven quality sleep every night. Sleep Number beds are great for couples because each person has their own sleep number and can choose their own level of comfort and firmness. I like the bed nice and firm. I have a sleep number of 90, but she can have whatever number she wants, so it's 2 mattresses in one. I then check my sleep IQ. Based on a score of 100, it's in the lower 90s, so I know I'm getting proven quality sleep. And you can bring proven quality sleep home for the holidays. Save up to $500 on select Sleep Number 360 smart beds during Sleep Number's holiday savings event, plus special financing for a limited time. But it's only at a Sleep Number store near you in Metairie on Vets next to Bonefish Grill, Covington Highway 21 in front of Winn-Dixie, or Homa, 1731 Martin Luther King, Magnolia Square. Subject to credit approval, minimum monthly payments required. See sleepnumber.com or your local store for all the details.
Individual results may vary. There's no guarantee that past performance will be indicative of future results. Invest wisely.
I want to talk to you about cryptocurrency. Did you know that if you invested $10 in Bitcoin in 2010, it would be worth over $400,000 in January 2021? Crypto could represent the future of money, but it can be intimidating. And what about taxes? Well, with an Alto Crypto IRA, you can trade crypto like Bitcoin and avoid or defer the taxes. You can create an account in just minutes and invest with as little as $10 with no setup charges and no account fees. There are over 80 coins available like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano. Make a cash contribution or transfer cash from an existing IRA. Invest just $10 today. Who knows what it could be worth in 10 years? Ready to take your investments to the next level? Diversify like the pros and trade without tax headaches. Open an Alto Crypto IRA with as little as $10. Just go to altoira.com/start. That's ALTOIRA.com/start. Start investing in cryptocurrency today. Go to altoira.com/START.
Tis the season for
Going live
Christmas
after this.
music magic, and all of your favorite holiday stations are now here with the Odyssey app.
Let it snow with songs that bring Christmas cheer wherever you go.
Warm up your home with holiday music from home entertainment devices like Roku, Chromecast, Sonos, and more.
Just look for the Odyssey app.
Want to access more stations through your car?
Try out Odyssey with Waves or Apple CarPlay. Plus, listen to your favorite Christmas radio stations on your phone with the Odyssey app.
This Christmas, your holiday favorites are all on Odyssey.
All things legal on WWL-AMFM.com and the Odyssey app. Connect with Doug Sunseri and Albert Nicaud on the Oakland Heart Jewelers Talk and Text line, 504-260-1870.
Hey, we're back. Doug Sunseri. Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers. We're talking to Mac from Kenner. And Kenner is the home of Lloyd Price. Remember that? Stagger Lee?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
you know,
old enough to remember him.
Stagger Lee, they didn't want to play it on the radio because they thought it was too vulgar at the time. It was a controversy. Imagine that now.
Yeah,
it's about a ballroom.
Amazing what they
a ballroom fight there. So, okay, second question, Mac.
I'll make it real quick. Just
no,
as
take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
I did a little bit of research on the contractor, mortgage holder, dual check thing. And I found out that some insurance companies, ironically, started doing it, or mortgage companies rather, because of what some people did after Hurricane Katrina. And they did not take care of their properties. They took the money and ran. And that's why some of these mortgage companies are a little leery about, making it out just to the individual homeowner. But my second question is interest on the money that the mortgage company is holding right now. Do I have any rights to that, or should I check my paperwork and see if there's something in there that says that?
You can check your paperwork, but my guess is they're going to hold that until the work is completed. I don't know that they would. They're not a fiduciary. I don't think they have a duty to hold that money in an interest-bearing account that would benefit the mortgagor, being you. So my guess is I doubt it, but you can look at your paperwork to see.
Okay.
Again, I think if you can get the contractor in action. Again, have somebody look at the construction contract and make sure that it's fair, and that the draw schedule is fair to both sides, and
Right.
and put a time frame on there. Put some sort of completion date, and that way he's not running off, doing 50 other jobs, and and now you're locked in with him. You signed a contract.
Yeah.
The bank, he's your lawyer. I mean, he's your contractor, and so now you're kind of stuck. And if you've overpaid him and he's run off, the bank's going to be reluctant to now give you money to a different contractor. So it's a lot of risk, So just make sure there's some teeth in that contract to make sure you're not taken advantage of, and he's going to know you're sophisticated and that I'm going to make sure I get this guy's job done first because I don't have contracts with the other people, or I have my own contract where I have a lot of advantages with other folks that I've dealt with. So
that was exactly my concern about getting stuck with this. But I've gone back to the mortgage company and told them that I wasn't pleased with that agreement. Supposedly they're going to go to their corporate and see if they can make an exception for me. So I'll see how it works. I may be calling you guys somewhere down the road. But I really appreciate the help. You guys have been a big help to me. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for calling. Good luck to you.
Yeah, I think one of the questions we get, and I'll ducktail this, when do you call an attorney? I think there's probably two thresholds that we've seen, because you want to try to go as far as you can and get any money you can on your own, so that you get that in. But I think the two times that we generally call an attorney with a Hurricane Ida claim is one, when you've hit a brick wall and you don't think there's any way possible on your own you'll get another cent out of the insurance company and you have a legitimate claim for readjustment, or B, emotional capacity. Because a lot of, like if you have two professionals who are, got very demanding jobs, and it's just from a time perspective, it's very difficult to pull all this together themselves. You get calls, that may be a good time to hire an attorney, but those are the two times. But I always would tell people, I said, are you sure? Is there anything else, or would you try to, maybe do A, B, or C? Get a roofing estimate that has the roofer stating that the roof needs to be replaced because of hurricane damage, and the analysis they had, maybe a block, maybe a paragraph or two, saying the analysis they did as far as to make that conclusion, turn it into the insurance company. Or if you got to get your floors changed, just tell them, get a little statement from the flooring contractor stating why it needs to be changed as opposed to be sanded down, or why it can't be repaired. So a lot of times, you have the ability to try to get as much as you can as far as your emotional capacity allows. And also, too, we have a website. It's called idahurricaneclaim.com, idahurricaneclaim.com. We address each and every subject you would have, or pretty much most of the disputes that you may have with an insurance company. And you can self-educate yourself. And once the claims adjuster sees that you're sort of educated on the process and you understand the law that can work in your favor, just like the insurance companies use the law or work the system against you, you can use it in your favor to set up a claim. You can self-educate yourself and maybe learn enough to help process your own claim. Albert?
Yeah, I think at some point, the 30-day threshold is a good threshold. If you've submitted everything you need to submit, it might be time, because listen, the longer you delay, the more you're out of your house, if in fact you are, the more you may be, not able to get the sheetrock damaged, the water damaged sheetrock removed, and now mold is starting to grow, or kind of staying the same as it was, because now the house is air conditioned and is able to moderate some of the humidity level. But the longer you wait, I think the longer you're going to have to deal with it, and there's an issue of closure that's important. And if an attorney feels pretty confident that they can assist you in getting your claim paid quicker, with the proper experts to go in there and evaluate your claim and give it back to them in that Xactimate type format where, every baseboard is accounted for, it gives them, it makes it a lot harder for them to continue to deny your claim. And look, some of them have just drawn a line in the sand and said, okay, now we're ready to litigate these. We pay what we want to pay, and we're ready to litigate. And if that's the case, waiting is not going to help you either. So, and listen, not that litigation is an easy process, because if you end up having to file suit, by the way, you have 2 years from August 29th, 2021 to file a lawsuit. A lawyer may pull the trigger quicker than that. They may file lawsuits because they realize.
I have Gabriel on the line with, in the same vein, we can do that after the
Yeah.
spots.
And now all of a sudden we've got to take steps to help them get back on the track and pay attention to your file.
All right, let's go to a break. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your Weekend Lawyers, all things legal. Also, you can give us we'll have Gabriel on the other side of the break, and he's got another insurance company. So we'll be right back after this brief timeout.
If you are a loved one or suffering from Parkinson's disease, listen to Springfield Wellness Center's founder, Paula Norris Metayer.
People started coming to us and asking for help for things other than addiction. We have a Parkinson's patient here. He comes in once a month and gets his little booster, because that's what you have to do. In 2 hours after he started, his tremors.
Okay, we're going to have about 6 minutes to play with before the end of the show.
Is that it's too good to be true. But it's true. It truly is true. We can't say that all of these things have a cure, but these things happen and they're real.
Call Springfield Wellness Center, 504-291-4000.
Just call us. That's all. And we'll be waiting for you.
Make the call, 504-291-4000. 291-4000. Springfield Wellness Center. SpringfieldWellnessCenter.com.
Hi, this is Rudy Reiner. This holiday season, give a gift that'll last a lifetime. Get 1 1/4-carat diamond earrings for $129, 1 1/2-carat diamond earrings starting at $349. Wear at Reiner's Jewelers, where you can explore the exquisite collection of diamonds and gemstone pieces, from Levian to Pandora and more. Reiner's Jewelers has something for everyone on your list, including men's and children's jewelry. Make this holiday season sparkle and shop local at Reiner's Jewelers, 91 West Bank Expressway in Gretna, your full-service family jeweler.
Doing your best work from home is not easy when you don't have the right space. California Closets will help you create a custom solution that works for you, your family, and your life. Whether it's a small space, shared space, multifunctional space, or kids space, our professional design consultants will help you get organized and make your space one that works better for you. Now you can love where you live and work. Schedule your free in-home or virtual design consultation today at CaliforniaClosets.com.
Here are some energy-saving tips from Nicaud to help you manage your usage and take control of the energy charge on your bill during the winter months. Open your curtains and blinds during the day so the sun can naturally heat your home or business, but close curtains and blinds at night. Switch to LED light bulbs. Install a programmable thermostat and raise the setting to the highest comfortable temperature. And seal openings around windows and doors. It's the little things that add up to big savings. For more winter energy-saving tips, visit Nicaud.com/energy efficiency.
Is your retirement plan out of tune? Learn how to get yours in tune with the First Security Financial Show. Join host David Compton Saturday morning 8 to 9 for helpful tips to retirement. The First Security Financial Show, Saturdays on WWL.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. Whether you want to learn Spanish for future travel plans, French to connect with extended family, or maybe German to land a new job, Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you everyday practical conversations that you'll actually use. All you need is 15 minutes a day, and you'll be on your way to confidently speaking a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel is designed by real language experts using a modern conversation-based technique that makes learning fun, engaging, and best
Make
of
that
all,
about 5
memorable.
minutes
It
before the
starts
top
by
of the hour.
teaching you words and phrases. Then sentences gradually get more complex. Soon you're practicing short conversations about real-life topics. And with 14 languages to choose from and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll be sure to learn what matters most to you. Babbel, language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
We're all on this planet together, so join Odyssey and find your one thing. This holiday season, invest in some LED Christmas lights. They use significantly less energy than regular bulbs. Join Odyssey, and together, each of us doing one thing makes a greener tomorrow. What's your one thing?
Now, more All Things Legal, underwritten by Nicaud and Sunseri Law Firm. All advice given and opinion shared are solely those of attorneys Albert Nicaud and Doug Sunseri. Back to WWL.
Hey, we're back. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, Weekend Lawyers, All Things Legal. Got about 5 minutes left. If you can't get a hold of us, you can call us at our law firm at 504-837-1304, 504-837-1304, or on North Shore 985-624-9697. Let's go to phone lines. Let's go to Gabriel. He's got another Hurricane Ida insurance question. Hey, Gabriel, got about 4 minutes.
Hey, guys. Good morning. How's it going?
Good.
Well, I just wanted to weigh in a little bit on my experience here with Hurricane Ida. So I have a home in Algiers, and I had some damage from Zeta, which came in under deductible. I had a meter mast and some damage to the brick veneer on the outside. And then with this storm, I had some damage to the roof and some damage to siding, which also came in under deductible. Well, I just so happened to meet a public adjuster at Harris Casino, and we were just chatting at the table, and he tells me about what he does, and I tell him about my situation. So he says, yeah, sign a contract. I'll come out to your house. I'll take a look. And he was telling me that lawyers typically charge about 30% or so when they take on your case, but as public adjusters, well, he was saying in Louisiana they can't charge a fee or a percentage. They have to charge hourly rates, but they charge considerably less than what lawyers charge.
Yeah.
So he submitted my case, and I don't even have to talk to the insurance company. He handles everything for me from here on out, and it's cheaper than a lawyer. So that's another option that people should be aware of that I didn't know was an option. And these guys were great, super professional, very thorough. They were at my house for about 3 hours. They showed me a 3D model of my entire house on their screen. It was very impressive, much better than just an adjuster coming out with a sketch pad for about 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, a public adjuster is one of the options to quantify your damages. Albert, I'll let you comment on.
Well, one of the things you want to make sure you find out if you hire a public adjuster, make sure that they're not only Louisiana licensed, but they're from the area. Because at some point, if they, go spend this hourly thing and do all this and you pay them for their services, and the insurance company still says, we're not doing it. Now, all of a sudden, you've paid this public adjuster a decent amount of money, and it's come out of your pocket now when you don't have the money to fix your house. And you now have to maybe go find this adjuster or find, hey, look, I live in Oklahoma or I live in Tennessee or somewhere else. I'm, one of these storm chaser types. They get their license and then they come down here, make their money, go back to doing what they're doing. And then there's an expense involved in bringing that witness in or taking that deposition. And, this is your case in Louisiana. And, there's some pros and cons to all of it. 30% is pretty high. I think if the lawyer's charging that, you need to shop it because it's property damage, right? I mean, how do you make somebody whole charging 30%? But anyway,
and also too, with either lawyers or claims adjusters, make sure the percentages are on new money, because a lot of claims adjusters will charge from dollar one.
Yeah.
And so
those are all valid points, and I did my homework, and he's right. So I made sure with this guy, they are from Louisiana. Actually, they're local guys. They're here. They've been here for a while. And they only charge on new money. And the money actually, I looked at the contract very thoroughly. The money comes to me, so they don't get paid until I get paid, actually.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a pretty good deal. These guys, they seem pretty ethical.
Yeah, no, it's a good. It's a pros and cons. I guess the cons with attorneys, they're a little more expensive. But attorneys hire contractors, public adjusters to do the estimates. Now the only con is
if you don't get paid, if you don't get paid, do they walk away from it, or do you still owe them that money? In other words, if you don't,
they only get money if I get money.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yes,
that's good.
That's got a Supreme Court case that says basically they're engaging in the practice of law, and that's a problem. They're not very ethical if they're doing that, because if they cannot do contingency fees, and that's what it is. They get paid contingent upon you getting paid.
All right. Well then, yeah. We gotta go. We gotta go. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Next week on All Things Legal. Thanks for the call.
Home of the Saints and LSU. WWL New Orleans.